Hello, I'm Richard Quest of Quest Means Business. Over the last year, we have covered so many different areas of the economy that have been absolutely disrupted by COVID. Some would say accelerated, others suggest it is more a case of turbocharged, none more so than retailing. Every aspect of it has been changed in some shape or form. But how many of those changes are permanent? What will stick, and what will we be doing next? Will we be going back into stores? And for the retailing industry, preparing for that change yet again is crucial. Ed Wong is with me. He is the Senior Vice President at Yonder. Ed has years of experience in retailing at all sorts of C-suite level positions. Ed, the issue is we know the disruptions happened, but I need to understand what aspects of it are not fully appreciated yet.
Thank you, Richard. The aspects that had not been fully appreciated is the predictability of what consumers will do next. Retailers, as you know, always try to align and appeal to the wish and wants of their consumers. And with respect to COVID, what drove a rude awakening is how quickly trend shifts can be applied across what they buy, how they buy it, in this case online, and also how they would like to get serviced in terms of delivery or pickup of their merchandise after the transaction is finished.
But how much of that change, COVID related, was because of restrictions that either bricks and mortar was closed or there were other lockdowns in place? In other words, what will stick once the shops are open again?
I would expect, Richard, that most of the trend shifts that you saw will stick. Online shopping, as you mentioned, had pre-existed COVID. The pace of acceleration because of the stay-at-home orders certainly accelerated the amount of purchases that consumers bought online digitally versus going into a physical store. One thing that will linger, though, is that the seamless and the convenience and the ease at which anyone can shop online, they will have that expectation when they do go back to stores. So the retailers are going to be very careful in offering a very seamless, frictionless experience as they go into the stores when shopping is going back would be important.
This comes down to the idea of, oh gosh, it was just easier to buy the thing online and have it delivered. There has to be a value added to getting in your car and going to the mall. What is that value added that retailers need to think about?
Combination of obviously the shopping experience. We call it the shopping journey when it comes to online. How is your shopping journey when you do need to go back into the physical stores, all the way from getting out of your house and over into the store, finding the product that you're looking for? Are they at the right prices that you expect the value that you're looking for to be available? And at the same time, very importantly, the in-stock and availability so that you can finish and consummate your purchase. All throughout that shopping journey in store, retailers need to understand that the expectation will be set by the consumers from which the ease that they had incurred and experienced from online.
You said that the ease, the frictionless nature, bearing in mind the difficulties that bricks and mortar has at the moment. It's starting on the back foot. It's been closed in many cases for several months. What does bricks and mortar need to do, either using technologies or in terms of the physical experience, at least to pull back and arguably pull ahead? Or can it?
Yes, it can. Just imagine the wealth and the amount of data retailers have on their transactions that their consumers have purchased. If you marry that transactional data with the customer preferences and attributes that we're all able to provide through our shopping online digitally, you will power quite a bit of intelligence relative to not only what your preferences are as a consumer, but also what you might have purchased and prefer to look at your future buying patterns to be. So once you have that, you definitely can merchandise the right product at the right price in the locations that your consumers would want to shop. And if you can parry that overall experience with a delivery in terms of how consumers would want their purchases to be delivered at home or to be picked up in store, it will be a tremendous experience in terms of shopping that consumers can enjoy.
Okay, but here's the nasty question, Ed.
Mm-hmm.
How many retailers, perhaps watching or listening to us now, are fooling themselves that they have a strategy when actually all they have is a tactic?
I believe you need to give retailers more credit. A lot of retailers are extremely focused on aligning to being customer centric. And the things that I've spoken about, areas that Blue Yonder, along with Trax together, can help deliver the necessary experience and provide the inventory availability, as well as the resourcing that would be required in store to deliver the services that customers would expect, are definitely out there in the marketplace that we see many examples of.
What would you say is the biggest benefit of the relationship? You talked about the individual benefits in terms of the supply chain and the data provided. But if you take a holistic approach, putting the relationship of Blue Yonder and Trax together gives what?
It gives a combination of, as you mentioned, intelligence from the predictive capabilities in terms of what customers would be looking for, and also the expectation that Trax can deliver relative to labor in executing the necessary activities and tasks that the retailers would require in order to satisfy their customers' expectations.
Finally, there is cause for optimism for bricks and mortar. I mean, I come from a country where we love going to the shops. There's nothing nicer
Right.
than going to a physical store, touching the things, looking at it, smelling it, having the experience. To paraphrase the old saying, talk of my death is greatly exaggerated. Would you agree?
Definitely so, Richard. I hope to see very quickly now many consumers will venture back into the stores because we're, after all, physical human beings and we enjoy the experience and the tactile touches that we can have with the merchandise. And I think that the digital online shopping will only supplement and augment that experience when obviously the store hours are not going to run 24 hours a day. And when we're at home, when we're outside with the feasibility of mobile shopping. So I think it's best of the best worlds that we can expect that is going to be coming.
It was excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard.